Hey guys, let's talk about what I just saw. The epic showdown of Warner Bros. Monsterverse series, Godzilla vs. Kong, is out in theaters and on HBO Max. Now, before I go into what I thought about this movie, I feel it's important to address how I have actually never seen a single Godzilla movie, since apparently the '98 film doesn't count. Also, I've only seen certain bits of Kong Skull Island. That said, I found this to be a great, extremely entertaining movie. Here are some of the main things I loved about this movie. For one thing, the film does a great job in setting up the match between Godzilla and Kong for those like me who have never seen the other movies in this particular series, without being bogged down in extensive exposition. In addition, being a huge fan of the Peter Jackson version of King Kong, in case you couldn't already tell, I really enjoyed seeing a really sympathetic depiction of Kong, with his strong attachment to a little deaf girl, that I really found myself rooting for. Finally, the fight scenes with him and Godzilla are also really well done, with plenty of applause-worthy moments and genuine tension. Now, major spoilers ahead, so skip to this part of the video if you want to see the movie and be surprised. As I've said before, I am more familiar with the King Kong movies than the Godzilla movies. This, the trailer showing Godzilla basically being the one acting like a destructive asshole, and Kong having positive interactions with humans, particularly the little girl I mentioned before, as it turns out that she and Kong can communicate with each other through sign language, made me want to root for Kong to win. To my immense joy, this ended up being the case in their final showdown. However, this ended up not being the true climax of the film. Instead, we got the surprise villain of an out-of-control Mechagodzilla that's powered by a self-learning AI. Ugh. Why do the scientists in these type of movies always turn out to be idiots who have never heard of the Terminator movies? Who is only defeated by Kong and Godzilla working together. While this was a little bit of a cop-out, given the advertising of the film, it at least happened after a definitive winner was declared in their final fight, instead of just being a draw like lesser versus movies of the past. Now, while I did love this movie, there were some aspects of it that I didn't really care for. First, there are a couple of moments, such as a mock CNN segment that tried to convince me that only 8 people died in an attack Godzilla made early in the film. Bullshit! And a moment when some human characters shoot at Kong and end up being shocked when he crushes the vehicle they're in, that were very facepalm worthy. Also, I found that some of the human characters were not as endearing as the others. Specifically, I would say that Millie Bobby Brown's character, whom I am aware was in the previous Godzilla movie, and the people she spends most of her time with, were rather one note. With her being all, "We shouldn't judge Godzilla too harshly," even though, again, he's the one who's responsible for most of the death and destruction in this movie. Her friend being the reluctant sidekick, and the guy they hang out with being a cliched tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry to fans of the last Godzilla movie, but their scenes in this movie left me a little bored. Overall, I'd give Godzilla vs. Kong a B+. While some of the human characters are not as endearing as the others, and there are some facepalm-worthy moments, the sheer awesomeness of the fight scenes, the build-up to them, the brisk pace of the film, and again, how sympathetic it makes Kong, makes it a really entertaining experience, especially if you can see it in a theater. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Also, follow me on Twitter @PCNHGuy, and you might as well check out my Pop Culture and History Guy Patreon. By the way, special thanks to Patreon supporter L'Oreal McNabb. Have a nice day!